So in this video, we're going to analyze the success and failure factors of fintech startups and also application of fintech. So for the success factor, we got customer-centric approach. So fintech companies should generally focus on a customer-centric approach, using that as a main business strategy to actually be successful in between the fintech industry. Arguably, fintech startups also need to follow the latest technology trends because, as we know, the financial technology sector is actually a really fast-moving sector, and they need to be up to date with that, like to the latest financial surveys, like mobile banking and cryptocurrency, in their respective sectors to actually gain a competitive edge over their competitors. Another significant factor is a good source funding because the fintech industry is highly regulated, and business models between the fintech sector actually relies on the economic scale. So fintech startups actually need to provide like good source funding, before they can achieve the economic scale in the long run. So, and of course we got the relevant talent because the fintech is actually requires individuals with a cross-sectional skill set, like with combination with finance and computer science. So moving on, we go analyze the failure factors of a fintech startup. So in contrast, like the previous slide, underfunding of a fintech startup is a significant factor because, as I mentioned earlier, a fintech startup relies heavily on economic scale. Thus, underfunding in the early stages could be killer to a business. Next is overlooking legal aspects. So in fintech is generally related to financial service, which also relates to money. Thus, the sector is heavily regulated. Thus, overlooking legal aspects can actually bring the business to detrimental trouble, as you can brought to mind. A lot of legal problems could occur, and thus overlooking legal aspects is not a way to go. Next is overlooking compliance. So fintech startups must remain all-time compliant. They may launch out like anti-money laundering, no customers, counter-terrorist funding measures, and overlooking it could actually bring the business into another deep trouble, similar to like the overlooking legal aspects. Lastly is to jumping into payments bandwagons. Of all fintech is generally like financial services, so we could for a lot of service, but a way to go, like the most famous is of course the payments. So a lot of fintech startups actually underestimate the competition while they enter the market, and they just jump into bandwagon because they thought it was easy, and they cannot compete with the major competitors like Alipay and Apple Pay. Thus, uh, thus, this is one of the factors that how like fintech startups fail. So lastly, we can look at the application of fintech, whereas we got types of fintech like this, just a portion of it. We got like lending, payments, international money transfers, personal finance, equity financing, consumer banking, insurance, and financial. So if you refer to the diagram on the right, this is like the types of finance that we like the average consumer like us, like how it applies to our daily life. So of course we got digital payments like our infamous touch and go e-wallet. We got consumer finance, we got digital banking, which are coming when Bank Negara actually issued like 5 license for digital banking, so we look more for that. And like digital lending similarly, and also digital investment, like the stock, trading crypto, is all like related to fintech. Right, so that's all for the presentation. I would like to thank the audience for their time and attention, so thank you.